This week from the internet. Andor left us craving and more, but all we're getting are these silly Jedi. Plus, Fortnite honors James Earl Jones with an AI Darth Vader, and the internet handles it exactly how you'd expect. And if the toys are to be believed, James Gunn's Superman is about to throw down with a yeti like he wandered onto the wrong Christmas special. It's the Reluctant Adult Podcast. Welcome to another episode of the Reluctant Adult Podcast. My name is Paul, and I am joined, as always, by the human embodiment of B2EMO, Bill!
Hi everyone, that's right. I'm the human equivalent of a little racing droid, as he is now.
But he was having so much fun at the end.
He was.
He's racing
I'm so
other
happy
droids,
for him.
playing. What
He's
a
just
nice
playing.
ending.
Oh,
He's just having
fantastic.
fun. He gets to be the uncle to
Yes,
Bix
droid
and
uncle.
Cassian's
That's
son.
the show
who-
we want. We should have that, like
Yes,
Muppet Babies.
yes.
But
Oh my-
B2EMO is the
We always
the nanny droid.
want Star Wars babies.
we do.
Now, the question of the week is, who does that baby grow up to be? How does the timeline work out? How old does that baby come sequel time?
36.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Is that my guess?
So,
yeah.
people
Right.
immediately, my wife thought, she texted me, independent of anything, she just had this thought. She said, does that baby grow up to be Poe Dameron? And I said,
And the answer is no.
well, how old is Poe in the sequels?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He has
It does matter.
It was already established. It was already established.
But
not
he's a
Poe Dameron.
liar. Poe Dameron is a liar.
He's
Could
not-
be.
No, because is the book a liar too? The book that has
What
his
book?
parents at... There's books. Plenty of books
Is
with
it
his
canon?
parents.
Is it
As far as I
Disney
know,
approved?
it's canon.
Well,
Yes,
I don't know.
100%.
Things are changing.
I
Every
don't
day
need it to
something's
be that.
changing.
I don't need it to... I saw a lot of that all week long
Yeah.
after the fact. I don't need that to be
It's
connected
Star
one
Wars.
bit.
That's how it works.
No,
Everybody's
it doesn't need to
somebody.
be. Let's
break
break
it's a
from it.
small world after
No.
all.
No, this show set
Yeah,
the
Broom
direction.
Boy? Is this Broom
I don't
Boy? He's
care.
a nobody?
No, he's too early for Broom Boy. I saw
No, I'm
another
just saying
theory.
Broom Boy was not supposed to be connected to anybody.
Oh, yeah, the Force was in all of us. Right. Sure it
Right.
was.
It was a nice message.
I saw someone
undid all of that.
earlier saying that would it line up if it was Ryan Gosling's character in the Starfighter movie? And I was like,
There you go.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
But
Maybe.
again,
I
don't
just
care.
You should care because
I
Andor
don't.
was so good. We can
Andor
just have
made
this
me happy,
separate
but
series inside of Star Wars where it's just
Andor
related things.
I don't care. I don't care.
You don't care.
Andor.
You want more of
want
it.
it. I don't want it attached to anything. I want it to be its own thing.
It is
I
its
want
own
it-
thing within Star Wars. You can,
But I don't
pretend
need
it's a,
it. I don't
need
need
it.
it connected to those lousy sequel movies. I don't need it connected
Well,
to
that's what I'm
those.
saying.
I don't
Forget about
need
the
it to
sequels.
be
We're
Poe
skipping
Dameron.
right over the sequels. We're skipping. Or he's not Poe Dameron. Let's have him be Ryan Gosling. This
I don't
new
even need him to
series
be
will
Ryan
be a
Gosling. He can be.
needs
He
to
can
be
be the
somebody.
cast member they got at Disneyland, for Christ's sake. I don't care.
Oh, that was rough. That was I mean, we've shown Luke, we've shown Anakin, that Cassian that
Yeah.
Disney has walking around.
I
That's almost
couldn't
a hate
tell
crime,
if the
I feel like.
mustache was real.
It's not real. It's not real.
It's not
I
a
thought
real
it fell off
mustache.
at one point.
That's
I don't
offensive
think
in its own
real.
right.
It's offensive. I'm offended by their
Offended.
choices.
The people that can actually grow a mustache should all be offended by that.
You know how they have like men playing fairy godmothers now, which I have no problem with. But this I take umbrance with. I don't think that this is right. This is disrespectful to Cassian Andor and all he did for the rebellion.
Yeah. Well, I feel like these characters that they get are faced with the adult Disney fans and Star Wars fans that come with such a knowledge base that they just utilize it to like screw with the cast member. Like they'll like cherry pick some really odd thing of trivia and be like, well, what do you think about that, Luke? And then Luke will be like, well, I'm on a Jedi quest.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because that leads perfectly into one of our topics tonight, because Fortnite is currently doing their Star Wars theming, which I enjoy a lot. They've added a Darth Vader non-playable character who is an AI chatbot. So if you're playing like on the computer with a headset, I play on the Switch, so I can't talk to them. But if you can talk to people in the game, you can go up to this character and you could talk to him and he will talk back.
What?
And people are trying
is that, Darth Vader? Tell me.
to get him to swear. And they've succeeded, allegedly. I didn't actually watch the video to see. There it is. There it is. So here's the thing. When James Earl Jones passed, he signed over his voice as Darth Vader to Disney. He did. So Disney, this is how they're using it. They've given these AI characters James Earl Jones' voice as Darth Vader. So this is canon. This is Darth Vader from the movies walking around swearing at Fortnite characters.
If you say so.
I do. It's not me. It's Fortnite.
Okay,
Epic.
Still haven't played it. I'm glad you liked Fortnite so much.
I love it so much. It's just so easy to jump in and play a couple rounds or whatever they call them, games, and then you can be done. There's no like, oh, I gotta check back in on the story and see if Joel is still alive. What, he died in the second episode? I stopped watching that show. So that's one less show.
The spores are bad again. Talk about a show that's getting picked apart. All the love in the world for Andor. I mean, it really has. I haven't seen a bad thing about it.
Highest ratings of any Star Wars anything. It had like 5, not more than 9.8 reviews in a row or something. Like it broke some record for like high reviews. Just
I don't even care about those
reviews. What could you say bad about
quality.
It was great. Just quality.
I'm like, the last 3 episodes went by so quickly. And then I said, wow, is that it? And then I had to think about it. And I was like, well, there was a lot to unpack in those 3 episodes.
We got a flashback episode.
We did. And what standouts? I mean, there were standouts all series long, but what great, like, culminations of characters. Like, how fantastic. And nuanced things. Just great.
Now, we haven't rewatched Rogue One yet, but it improves upon those characters. Now that you know so much about Cassian, his story is so much more compelling in Rogue One.
Of course. But you know what? At the same time, here's what I'm thinking. And this is like one of those silly little things. It's like Luke Skywalker. They gave the guy a whole ceremony. Him and Han Solo. A whole ceremony
all lined up
with
there,
medals.
like these fucking
They're all
guys.
there. They're all like in like their finery. There's no ragtag bunch of rebels. They just were like, you know what? Nope. Just how about the farm boy and the smuggler? They're the heroes. They're the real heroes.
What do you think they had to do to get those medals to give to them? What did they have to melt down? They collected teeth from everybody, all their
plenty
gold
of Death
caps?
Star floating around orbit that they could take.
You think
melted down Death Star. God.
There's so much more that they could do with the series right before Episode 4. We need to learn more about how those medals were forged. They just had
that's
those.
The story
they
for
just
another
kept them?
day. Yeah.
Well, I want to tell it. It's interesting. There's a line of dialogue in Return of the Jedi right before they're about to take on the second Death Star, where Mon Mothma says, "Many Bothans died to bring us these plans."
Yeah.
Disney has not uttered the word Bothans since taking over. So speculation is that's going to be the next grounded series, seeing these Bothans getting these plans. But what do the Bothans look like? What do the Bothans look like?
There's been lots of iterations of what the Bothans look like.
But do they look like kitties? Is that the main through line? They always sort of look like kitties?
At one point, this was well before the acquisition, and, in the early 90s, the Bothans they didn't look like cats, but they looked humanoid. But they're just
humanoid,
looked like
but they're
furry.
alien.
And then at one point, they looked
furry.
more horse-like.
Oh my god.
The Bothans took on a horse-like... Yeah,
That's
like Bojack.
Like
Do
Bojack.
I have one? I never. Every single time I want to grab
They
something
made a
off
figure
of
it?
I do have a Bothan from one of the old Dark Horse comic runs, and
Like
I
a
can't
picture
see him,
or
but I don't have a
Hasbro made
picture.
a
But they
figure of
do
him?
exist. But wouldn't that be something? It
Well,
would
I
be.
think the fact
finally
that
get
they-
some Bothans in live action.
Yeah. The Bothans are overdue on getting their
Do you
day in
think
the sun.
having another Death Star plan heist show is right though?
I think it would be hilarious because they would be like, they're fucking doing the Death Star again. It's like, just do the same
sure.
thing as last time. Like it's
and
rife for comedy. This could be the comedy series.
Oh, it could be like The Office, like the Bothan Office.
It could be like The Office. Oh my god, The Office. Well, I want to see Deidre come back because she's in jail. She didn't die. I want to see her come back because she's the whole reason this plan came together. Like, she needs some redemption in her mind. She needs to redeem herself.
She's so sad now.
She's so sad.
And then she's like, "Oh no, you're a rebel spy."
baby.
And they're like, "What? No,
I know they
not
thought
me.
she was a rebel spy. They
Not
thought
me."
she was on the rebels.
She's like, "I'm the most dedicated
I
and
know.
devoted Imperial intelligence agent ever."
She's like, I worked nights.
Spy.
I worked weekends. I had to piece all
They're
this
like,
shit
"Yeah,
together.
but how did you get these data packets?" For
You
2
sent 'em to
years, you never
replied
How did she get them?
all-
That's the real story. I want to hear that story.
Right.
Like, how
Well,
did
it's
she
like-
get them?
It's like at your job when someone else has his name Paul and they just, it autofills Paul, but it's a different Paul, and you get the email and you're like, do I respond?
Tremendous.
Or do I just hope they figure out their mistake?
And just keep going.
You just keep going. I'm on some list that I get so many emails to my Gmail because I have a very common name as my Gmail. Sure. And I've created a folder for the other Pauls. Like, this other Paul lives, I think, in Australia. He's doing lots of stuff over there.
At one point, there was a driving instructor with the same name. If I'm not mistaken.
As you or
right?
me.
You.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
But my legal name is much more complicated. So
That's fair.
I always know
That's
if something
fine.
is legit from, like, the government or something because they'll use my full name. It's like, you can't get me. You can't get me.
Oh.
So Andor is over. What's the next Star Wars thing to look forward to?
Mandalorian.
The movie? The
maybe?
Mandalorian movie? Oof.
That's something.
I feel like it's going to be a little bit of it's going to be different. It's going to go back to a sort of like the fun. It's fun again.
Yeah. No, not. Yeah, I need more of this. I don't need more Andor. I just need more of this as my Star Wars.
And it
This
seems
was
like
the
there's
Star
so much
Wars,
they could
This
do.
was the Star Wars for the guy that grew up with Star Wars in the 80s.
This is like if the guy that reads World War II books, like, this is his
Yes.
Star Wars. He wants to know, and like all the blasters, and like, oh, this blaster actually belonged to this person. Like, oh, you get
legacy.
there's a
Wow.
payoff for paying attention.
What the provenance of this blaster?
But it was
I could
great.
talk all night about Andor, but I mean,
Sure.
I watched the last 3 in. It was the first time in one sitting. I was like, I got to
Yeah.
do it at least once.
I know.
And I
You
have
watched
yet
the
to
first
watch.
two,
I have
I'm
yet. I mean,
saving.
I've watched Rogue One so many times. It's up there as a favorite Star Wars. But
Well, I'm really
haven't
looking
yet.
forward to it. I haven't rewatched it in a while, and
Yeah.
I feel like I just appreciate these characters so much more now that it's gonna be it's gonna be a different experience. Like K2SO,
so.
like, oh my god, he's my favorite droid.
I think it's going to be fun.
I love his personality. It's so fun.
I really do enjoy seeing the more human side of the galaxy, as it were, like the common man side of the galaxy, and not the space fantasy side of it.
It's like almost hard to
rogues.
believe that they both exist.
It is
like
It
somebody
is.
needs to merge the two. We need a piece of media that presents both in a satisfying way, and I don't know that exists yet.
I don't think it'll happen.
And it may not be possible to do because it's so wacky.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens. You're excited for the new Jurassic World movie because you are a big D-Rex fan.
The bigger the D-Rex, the better.
The bigger the D, the better. Yeah, big D-Rex energy over here. So people have started getting the toy. I think this is Preternia. He shakes. He shakes, he rattles, and he rolls. Look at that. His little arms are shaking.
It just sounds like he's in pain. Like,
I think he probably is. He's a monster. He's like the Ripley clones. Like, just kill me. Please kill me.
yeah, right?
From this angle, it looks like his arm, these legs look like they're his main legs, but he's got another set back there. Like there's
he's
more
got
of
a
him.
big set and
He's got a,
like someone just threw, like we talked about, someone just put something on top of a T-Rex. Like that's all it is.
yeah, it's like a beluga whale up here. He's got that.
Yeah.
hump. Yeah, and it's you could really see like the T-Rex, like he's trying to break out of the rest of the creature. It's
you
really
imagine?
Disturbing.
I wonder
Distorted.
if
It is distorted.
I wonder if we haven't seen this Distortus Rex. I wonder if the T-Rex head can kind of like come out like an alien.
Like the alien's mouth.
Yes.
I bet it can. I bet it'll try and like start ripping.
I bet that's what the big shock's gonna be. Is like this lumbering thing's gonna come, and then all of a sudden there's gonna be like this portion of the T-Rex that just comes out like the mouth and alien.
He also looks like the Rancor down here in the box art.
He does look like the Rancor, yeah.
Because the Rancor's he's definitely got this kind of look where he's got like a bigger forehead and
Right. Yeah.
Maybe we'll get a Black Series D-Rex before we get a Black Series like HasLab.
Well, this isn't Hasbro. We'll get that Hammond collection or whatever that is.
Oh yes.
Yeah, the Hammond collection.
I might
D-Rex.
buy that. I like the Hammond collection. I have a bunch that I haven't opened just because they were like cheap. Target was giving them away at one point.
So that's all you had to do is if you were really worried about it, you'd get it right away. But most of the time, you just waited.
Right.
And then they always went to clearance. Yeah.
They always go to clearance. They're too big. Nobody could afford them.
Well, there was that plus the figures.
Giving them away.
Always, they were giving away all those shit hand Ellies.
Oh my god.
Couldn't give those away.
Ollie's is just stocked to the ceiling with one of those characters, Malcolm, I think, Ian Malcolm.
Oh yes.
So that's Mattel. It's hard to keep these lines straight. Last week we were talking about when Kenner was absorbed by Hasbro, and apparently we got it all wrong. We got it completely wrong, but thankfully
that's okay. That's okay.
It is okay, and that's fine. But thankfully we had a listener, a watcher, a viewer who set the record straight. So here we go. So from 78 to 93, Kenner held the Star Wars license. In 91, Hasbro acquired Tonka. So think those like construction vehicle toys, like heavy duty metal.
Yes.
Tonka trucks. Tonka, apparently, Kenner was under Tonka. So Hasbro, vis-a-vis that, acquired Kenner. And that included the Star Wars license. So it wasn't Kenner who let the license lapse. It was actually Hasbro because it was during that dead time. But apparently no one else picked it up other than those Bendums. I don't know if Just Toys got the the master license to do those Bendums because those were trash. I did not like those at all. So in 95, that was rough. That was KB Toy Works area. In 95, Hasbro gets the Star Wars license back, and then they hold it until today. They still have it.
Yeah.
In 99, the Kenner logo was replaced with Hasbro branding, and then the next year, Hasbro closed that Cincinnati office where Kenner was, and they merged it into Hasbro in Pawtucket.
Okay.
So, yeah, we were totally wrong. But that's good.
Okay.
So that's good to know. So
I think I had pieces of it in my head correct, but not necessarily the Tonka portion, which I guess explains a lot.
So Kenner was still producing, like, toys were being made under the Kenner branding, even though Hasbro owned it. Like, the Star Wars toys said Kenner on it for a little while.
Right.
And
so
then
does that include? Well, what doesn't that include then? Like, what about like Waterworld and?
So Kenner is credited with producing, like Jurassic Park an alien.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that was when they were. That it would depend on when those came out, because it wasn't until 91 that they had acquired them. But I think a lot of that was after 91. So it's like it was still being made by Kenner, quote unquote, but Kenner was owned by Hasbro. But I guess they were doing their own stuff.
Oh.
So again, there's a little more clarity, but I think there's still enough there that we could probably do like a full episode someday about that.
Real quick aside, but very similar to this.
Sure.
Fisher-Price Little People, always very exciting when they decide to do a collaboration with a movie or a property, and they put out some Little People characters. They've done it for The Office, Seinfeld, all that, right?
Everything at this point, yeah.
Everything. So it's Jaws' 50th anniversary.
Sure.
They have a set out right now that includes Chief Brody.
And he's been a holdout for NECA.
He's been a holdout for NECA. I want to say he's been a holdout for Funko.
Oh, really?
They have done some back maybe 5-6 years ago. Hold on, let me finish.
Okay. Here, I'm posting a photo so we can look at it as you talk.
Yes. Oh, found you. Good. You have it. There we go. So yeah, so I saw this and I said, "Wow!" And then someone had posted, "I'm part of like a Little People, Fisher-Price Little People." He's getting eaten
cute
by Bruce there. Yeah, it's great.
That's so cute.
So I'm part of a Fisher-Price Little People group, due to that McDonald's set that I picked up a couple years ago. But I posted a comment. I said, "Oh, it's wild that they were able to get the sign off on Roy Scheider because." NECA famous, and I write all this, and I go, they can't even make a Funko Pop. And of course, everyone comes after me. Like, what are you talking about? They've made a Funko Pop, so people are like posting like, and I had to like look to see because there are Funko Pops for Jaws 50th, but they only include Robert Shaw's character and Richard Dreyfuss's character. And then likewise, NECA has only done those two characters as well because, as we know, NECA had a full prototype of Chief Brody set, and then it was canceled. Like, the estate canceled it. They did not sign off on it. Oh, really? Okay. So I was just, like, passing a comment. It was like, oh, it's wild that they were able to get the likeness for Chief Brody there, because and then just the amount of people that come after you because they think they know better.
Actually, well, to be fair, they did know better, so.
How did they know better, though?
Well, I don't know.
No, they sent me a Funko Pop. They sent me a Funko Pop set.
I wasn't fully listening.
You never listen to me. That's just how it is.
Just looking up the pictures to try to make it more visual.
The listeners will listen to me. That's all right.
I found on Zavvi. Zavvi has like a cloth goods Chief Brody NECA. Do we have that?
When was it released? That's the whole thing. When was it released? So, like,
what are you
the
saying?
closest... I looked up when the last Chief Brody figure or Funko Pop was released, and it came out in 2019.
Okay.
It was like one of those poster sets that had Chief Brody, and someone linked that, and I was like, that was released in 2019. Your argument is invalid to me. How dare you?
So you're saying more recently the estate has not allowed things to be made?
Has not allowed, yeah. I would say within the last 2 years.
I gotcha. Okay. So I just think it's fact wild that we got the little
it's impressive that they got one. Yeah, I just think it's interesting.
Yeah. There is a single, so there's the poster set for Chief Brody, and then there's like a regular Funko Pop of him.
Right, but those also came out before 2020.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
And then Super 7 with who was it? Funko did reaction figures of them back then as well.
Okay.
But again, all before 2020.
So here's what I was going to say. I thought the deal with Funko Pops and Little People and all these things that don't have like realistic sculpts was that you don't need the approval of the actor because it's just the character. It's not the actor. He
doesn't have a new Funko Pop for the 50th line. It's just
what I'm saying and what I'm arguing is no one from his estate should be able to say no to making the character from the movie because it's not the actor's likeness. So that shouldn't be the holdup.
Okay.
He just doesn't sell. He just doesn't sell.
I am just. Of course he sells. You need all three.
You don't need him.
He's the main character. You think people want Richard Dreyfuss? You think people want Hooper over Brody? I think you're wrong.
They want Hooper. They want Quint.
I think you're throwing those names out of some. You've barely seen Jaws. How dare you?
I'm just reading the page.
Yeah,
those names happen to be.
You couldn't even tell me.
You
couldn't even tell me the plot of Jaws.
I don't even know the shark's name. I do know the plot because this other podcast was talking about the similarities between this and Moby Dick and how
you and always the other podcast that you want people to listen to over us. That's all this ever is.
I'm promoting the other podcast. They're not promoting us in any way. They're not promoting us in any way.
Oh man.
But I got to fill my days with something, so I listen to other action figure podcasts. I have quite the collection now.
That's good. I have nothing. I have no collection. I don't even know how I could listen to podcasts anywhere that I work.
You just have an earbud.
Would never happen.
Oh. Have it sent.
Be one of those guys that just has one earbud in. Be like, oh yeah.
Just be that guy. And then like go around sometimes, be like, hold on. Like you're talking, it's like someone's talking. You hold on. Wait. Okay, what do you want? Yeah, just be that guy.
All right, so I'm looking forward to everybody arguing with me once they hear this and once something gets posted about the Scheider.
For clarity, let's restate your opinion or your what you're claiming here. Restate it plainly.
I'm claiming that somehow
the audience and I
Fisher Price found some workaround to get Roy Scheider.
Some loophole.
There was some loophole.
Roy Scheider, right here. This
that
is
other
him, right?
toy companies. Yes, that's Chief Brody right there.
Chief Brody.
Correct.
And this is Quint.
That's Hooper.
Right here. This is Quint, right? He's getting eaten.
Are you pointing to the shark or are you pointing to the person?
Quint is the shark, right? Quintessential shark.
Killing me. Yep.
The name of the ship is Orca.
That is the Orca, yeah.
Have you seen the movie Orca?
Yeah, I did. I have, yes.
Is it so the other podcast that I listened to described it as rough. It's like not fun. It's like it's just dark. Would you say that's accurate?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, see, I mean, it came out after Jaws and was just like an immediate ripoff of, but
yeah, but it was killer whales. I wonder how SeaWorld felt about that. They don't have any room to speak though. Whoa, this really popped me. Look at those eyes. This is Werewolf in London. This is a Funko Pop. These are the craziest. What are you doing here? First of all, I thought the deal with Funko Pops was that their eyes had to just be black dots. Were you giving them yellow eyes with pupils? This is not a Funko Pop.
No. Yeah, this falls under not a Funko Pop.
This is not a Funko Pop. In no way. The body is big. The body's supposed to be little. This is nothing. This is not. It's like they just repainted the eyes to make them silly and be like, throw it in a pop box.
Yeah.
I've never seen this movie. Have you seen this movie?
I have. You don't watch a lot of movies. I don't know what you do with your time.
It's funny because
actually, I don't watch a lot of movies anymore either. It's sad.
Well, not anymore. I mean, there's no movies to watch anymore. It's all TV now.
There's too many children.
Well, that too. Yeah, I'm watching a lot of PJ Masks. And what are we watching right now? What's the thing he was just watching? The little one loves Muppet Babies, which is fine.
Yeah.
He likes Bluey well enough. Those are good for the trip to school because they're quick. What's the other thing he really likes? He always wants to have on. Oh, Paw Patrol. He likes Paw Patrol. He's really into that. And he has all the toys because his brother had all the toys. So he inherited and then I got the big tower from Goodwill. So he's got all this Paw Patrol shit. He loves that. Yeah. But no, I was going to say, I did watch a lot of movies growing up because, as I've mentioned, my family owned a video store, so I could just go grab whatever I wanted. There was no I don't have money. It's they were free. It was free to me.
Yeah,
but
and you got all those promo ones too.
That's true. I got super. I could play N64 before it came out because I had the Japanese version, and I only played Mario 64 in Japanese, so I had no idea what he was saying the whole time.
My favorite thing about your video store when you owned your family owned the video store was you would go in and be like, "Hey, when are you guys getting rid of that cardboard standee? Can I have it?"
Yeah. Oh, I
remember. I think I got Dumb and Dumber.
The Turtles one, I think I had. I had the Gremlins hangy. It was amazing. But then it's if I still had them, I don't even know what I do with them. Like, there's no
Right.
room.
What
I
do
don't
you
even
do?
know. Do people still buy that stuff? Does it still exist? Like, maybe movie theaters? They have, like, the giant, like,
Yeah, they have like
displays,
the
but not-
interactive, like get behind this
Right.
thing and be part
right,
of the
take
movie.
a photo. It's like a selfie station.
Right.
But no, I want to say, I did watch a lot of movies growing up, but I gravitated towards different ones. Like, I watched all of the Puppet Master movies a bunch of times, like Mac and Me. But, like, for whatever reason, no one in my life until I met you was like, hey, watch Star Wars. Nobody, like, I didn't even hear it mentioned. I only knew about it because it was in Muppet Babies.
Sure.
So, for whatever reason, I had nobody guiding me in terms of, like, nerdy movies. I just, like,
just
gravitated towards what I thought was cool. It's like, puppets. Oh, they kill people? What? Boobs? Nice. Sign me up. I remember watching whatever Puppet Master it was in my, like, living room, and it was, like, this scene with all these, like, Japanese geishas or something, and they were all topless, and I was like, what do I do? Do I turn it off? Do I pretend like it's not happening? I think I just let it ride. I let it ride.
Yeah, I had that moment happen with Terminator once during
Yeah.
the love scene, and I was watching it with my dad, and I was like, oh, what do I do?
It's
I'm
awkward.
just gonna like pretend it's not on.
Yeah, we're getting to that point now where the roles are reversed with my kids, and we started watching the Transformers movie because my son is really into Transformers. He wants to watch those movies. So we got the DVDs from the library, and we started with the first one. And when people say, like, oh, what's your favorite Transformers movie? I would always say, like, the first one, because I remember seeing it a lot. Watching it back, it is very bad. It is like the biggest editing mess where it's like just non sequitur footage of like military shit. And then it's like voice. So it's just like, it's a hodgepodge. And then eventually there are Transformers, but we had never seen that. So it was cool.
Okay.
There's a part where they're in like Anthony Anderson's house, or no, it's Shia LaBeouf's parents break into his room, and the mom's like, were you masturbating? And my son's like, what's masturbating? I was like, don't ask me
Lovely.
that.
Great.
That's an adult thing. Don't ask me that.
Go to your room. The hell?
Go to your room.
It's like we watched Men in Black a year or so ago with my son, and I was like, this movie was too much for me to put on for my kid at the time.
Oh, is it really? Oh, that's good. Because I was thinking that could be something he could watch too, because I love Men in Black.
Well, so and then we watched Men in Black 2. There's a scene at the beginning of that movie where Lara Flynn Boyle takes on the appearance of the model. And then she almost gets assaulted in the park by a guy, but she eats the guy behind the scenes. But the guy goes up to her and he goes, lady, you smell nice, or you taste good. And he like licks her. And like my son went up to and I said, I told him right away, because I was like, oh my God. He like looked at it and I go, never do that ever. That's
they
bad.
don't like that.
But then he went up to his mom.
Yeah.
And goes, oh, you look good. You taste good, mommy.
Oh, no.
And I was like, William? And like he looked at me and he didn't say anything. He stood up and like just like walked away, and it was like one of those, like, he knew exactly what he had done wrong. And like he just like walked away, and my wife's like, what just happened? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's punishing himself.
Yeah, he knows.
Pretty
He
sure
knows what
just
he did.
left. He knows what he did.
He knows what he did. Yeah.
And then I had to explain what we had watched and why I was the bad dad and everything like that.
Kids love boundaries. That's what you always hear. They crave boundaries. So
They do that.
as long as you give
Like
it to
pushing
them.
those boundaries.
Well, that's what they like to push the boundaries. Yeah, but that's how they
Yes.
learn, and they've gone too far. They become little people. Yeah, I mean, the movies we grew up with are not appropriate, but they're still the movies we grew up with. So what are you gonna do? You gotta watch them sometime. They had to invent movie ratings because of movies like Grease that we watched in school. Like, they showed us Grease in school. Like, we watched movies that had topless women in them in school, and they were just like,
Did we?
they didn't say
I don't
anything.
remember
Just keep
watching
going.
that.
There was one I remember in English class. We watched it, and I think it was what's the Scarlet Letter one, the Salem witch trials one.
You
Demi
mentioned
Moore?
two different things. That's the Scarlet Letter.
That's not.
Were you
the
thinking of
witch
when
trials? Those are different things. They didn't put a scarlet letter on you if you were a witch.
No. Was that
the letter W?
Was that the one with Winona Ryder?
The Crucible? Is that who it was? Some pale-skinned, brown-haired woman. Anyways, there's a topless scene in there because I remember the teacher happened to leave the room at that point, and a kid goes up and rewinds it. She rewinds it, so we watch it again. It was so funny. That's also the kid who told us that his parents told him he wasn't having Christmas one year, and they really didn't give him Christmas. Like, he really missed out on Christmas. Like, holy shit. I understand. That's the kind of kid that goes up and rewinds the boobs in class. Well, that was a lot. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we're going to talk about some controversy.
Ooh.
So a little real world news. For my part, my wife had to have emergency surgery yesterday when we're recording this. And the doctors, did the best they can, and she's going to be okay. She's going to be fine.
Oh, good.
But she had her...
Wow.
My favorite in The Office or in Arrested Development when the doctor's like, he's going to be all right because he lost his left hand. So yes. But yeah, she had to have her gallbladder out, which is, that's legit. They opened her up. And I was like, oh my God, you're having surgery. And she's like, yeah, well, I had 2 children, which also required surgery. I was like, oh yeah. So this is an old hat for you. It's no big deal. So
I had filling. I called it surgery, and my wife hates it when I say
she also had to have a filling done. So she's had quite the little recent trip here of medical. Can't wait till those bills start rolling in. Yeah, so I just want to mention that, and then we're gonna talk about something. And initially, I was going to really tear in to some people, but I'm feeling pretty good. I got the wife back.
Okay.
She's doing good, so I'm not gonna be too mean about it. But I do want to address a few things. Yeah, no, I do want to address a few things. So I have been using a lot of AI in our videos because TikTok rolled out this feature where if you upload an image to your story or whatever they call it, it'll animate it. You can just a still image and it'll animate it, make it look like the person is doing something. And the fun part about it is sometimes they do crazy shit. Like sometimes they'll just move a little, but sometimes they'll pull a banana out from behind their head. Like you've probably seen this on your feed.
I have. I saw a woman turn a baby into a pizza and then eat
saw that pizza. Too, and she ate it. Yep, it was very good.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that because I just think it's fun rather than looking at a still photo. Just a little something else. But people hate AI. Some people really hate it. Some people have said, stop using it or I'm going to leave. And I said, I cannot commit. Cannot commit to stopping because I like it. It entertains me. And honestly, at the end of the day, this is not a job. So if it's not fun for me, I don't know that I would keep doing it. So this is part of making it fun for me. So I like seeing this stuff. And I understand the arguments against it. I honestly do. And I know that you could probably see the work of other artists in some of it. And that's not great. But I also will make the argument that when you are learning to be an artist, you study other artists. And you would think inherently their work would influence your work. And you would see that. So that I agree that it's literally stealing art that's been posted online. You can't, there's no 2 ways about that. That is what it's doing. But to say that, it's, everything, there's nothing new. Well, it's just being presented in a different way. It's amazing to me because it's like, I have these ideas. I was like, what would it look like if we were Gujitsu characters and I can make it happen? Look at this. We are Gujitsu characters. Yes. And we
totally said it's like having a little genie. It's your little
genie. And it's like a monkey's paw. I understand there's some negative, and these are the major wrestling video podcast guys. This really looks like a Gujitsu. They did a really good job. And this wasn't I gave it a picture of Matt Cardona's big rubber guy, and then I gave it a Gujitsu, like a John Cena. And I was like, do it. And it got pretty close on the first try, but this is 7 tries later telling it to make the ribbons a different color, and it still missed one, but it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing.
It's fun.
So this is just to say I'm not going to stop And today I was looking on ChatGPT, and they have like the GPTs that other people make, and there's one for video, and I'm like, I'm gonna start looking into that. So if you don't like AI, you can listen to the audio podcast. There's very little AI in that. Like, I do use AI sometimes to punch up the script at the front, where it's like, me introducing the show. Like, I do use that to punch up that. So there technically is some AI in that, but you wouldn't know. So that's one thing. Clear in the air there. The other thing, and I did not upload this video. I'm not going to mention the person by name, but they know who they are. And, they have, last check, they had 2 likes on the video. So they have at least 2 people following them, maybe more. They called us out, or me, me specifically, for the video where
never me.
It's not, well, no, you got called out for the popcorn bucket. You got called out plenty.
That's true. Yeah,
that was really bad. Yeah, still to this day we get called out on that. No, but for this is the video I did where I was talking about adults being banned from the toy aisle.
Oh, yeah.
Which came from a conversation. This was years ago, at least last year, if not 2 years ago.
Oh, sure.
Because this was a time where the problems in the world were not quite as bad as they are now, but they were ramping up, and there were a lot of groups being banned from different things. Like, books were being banned from, like public schools and libraries, and then people were being banned from using public bathrooms, which is still happening. So I was just like, if we keep quiet on these matters, eventually it's going to escalate to a point where it's going to affect you personally. Like, you may not be personally affected by these these problems, but eventually something is going to happen. So I was like, in the toy community, could you imagine a world where adults are not allowed to go unchaperoned to the toy aisle? And I don't think that's too far of a leap, because if you are there,
I don't think so.
An adult male alone, and then you have families with children, or children alone. Like, sometimes parents just let their kids run through the aisles unaccompanied, unchaperoned.
Yeah.
So, like, a mom sees a kid, and especially, you made the point, if you're doing a toy hunt and you have your camera out, you said, are you filming my child? Like, that's a real thing that I could see happening. So I presented this as a thing that was happening, but, like, the way I said it was, like, adults are banned. I didn't say, like, what would it be like? Yeah. I said, because that's what you do. I don't know. People don't know how this works. Like, you only have seconds to get people to watch your video. So you have to kind of, like, start out hot. You can't be like, can you imagine a world? You need the hook. That's the terminology. You need the hook. So, like, people are, this one guy, he, like, really called me out for that. And he was like, I thought our community was better than this. Like, be better. I was like, sir, are you saying that we, the Reluctant Adult Podcast, Paul and Bill, are the worst members of the toy community? Is that what you're saying because of this one video? So I was just like, good God, this guy. And it's funny because this guy contacted us a ways back because he wanted to badmouth Super 7. He wanted to talk shit about Brian from Super 7. He was in my DMs saying, like, the reason the Simpson toys are not getting made with the regular characters is because Brian doesn't want it. And until Brian's gone, it's not going to change. Like, something to that effect. It didn't, that was not an exact quote. I want to clarify that. So it's like, okay, so you're shit-talking a toy company, but then you want to say that we are the worst because we made a video putting the thought in your head that something is possible. Like, look around you. Look at all the things that are happening. You don't think it's outside the realm, or you think it's outside the realm of possibility that something like that could happen? So I was just like, I was hot.
All it would take is to happen once to somebody, and then
that's right. It only takes one. It's like people who complain. Companies make changes based on one complaint. Because the people that are fine don't write in to say everything's fine. Only the people that have a problem write in.
Right. So what we got now up in Gillette Stadium here in Foxborough, you have to have a see-through bag. You can't bring, if you bring a solid colored like handbag or anything, you have to check it in. You have to, and they take it from you. It has to be see-through.
They don't want you bringing guns in or anything.
No, of course not. I get it, but
Yeah.
10 years ago that wasn't a problem.
No, and it's like taking your shoes off at the airport. Like that's really the quintessential like loss of freedom, where it's like you have to take your shoes off before you go through the scanners. Like that that one thing changed the lives of everyone.
Were the loss of freedom.
Well, that's not great either. They get to see all your inner side,
the sexy X-rays that they have.
You get to see your your bathing suit parts. That's not cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just I don't. It annoys me that someone would minimize what we do based on one video from years ago. And yes, I do repost it because it does well every time. And the point of being on social media, the point of being on social media is to get people to follow you. So if a video does well, hell yeah, I'm going to repost it. Like the TV shows, they have reruns. Like this is a thing. We didn't invent this. You put out your best of. It's not like we're doing best of episodes in place of a real episode. And also it's on fucking TikTok. Like if you were a real fan, you'd be watching the whole episode on YouTube or listening to the podcast. Those are the real ones. If you listen to the podcast Monday morning, you are the biggest fan there is. We love you. We love everyone.
Thank you.
Except this one guy. He kind of pisses me off. So that's that. Was there something else? I feel like there's something else I was mad about. Maybe it'll come to me. What are you mad about? You got anything you want to get off your chest?
I mean, I was mad for a while this week. I got mad at a guy not doing his dishes at work today. That was interesting. But
dishes?
Outside of that, dishes.
You have like a place where you can eat in there, like a restaurant?
No, it's like like a communal sink area.
Oh, okay. So you're like your prep stuff that you have to clean. I got you.
Correct. Right.
Yeah. I'm also mad that Blockies is not going to be able to sell their Devastator kit in the U.S. due to the copyright holder, which remind me again, who holds the Transformers copyright in the U.S.? Kenner? Is it Kenner? Hasbro. Yeah. So that's disappointing. So what this is Blockies was selling the individual robots, and they don't transform, but they sold the Devastator pieces, the Constructicons. They sold them as robots, and then they sold a second figure as their vehicle mode. And what you would do is you would buy this kit that sort of filled in the blanks to use pieces from the vehicle mode to form Devastator. Hasbro is arguing, I guess, that this is too close to be, and maybe it's like a size thing, like Blockies are under a certain size, or I don't really know how they broke down this license.
Are they trying to like say that this is fundamentally a Transformer and therefore can't be?
That may be it. That might be it. Yeah. You hear some
utilized?
Like banging sounds behind me. My dog is like, you know how they go on their back and it's like they're swimming, and he's like hitting. Okay, there he goes. Bye. I'm not gonna, I just mentioned my wife had surgery, so I'm not gonna call her out here to get him or anything. You mentioned last week that you picked up some of those Mega Gross minis from the Target clearance.
Yes.
And I went, and they had a ton left, so they were like down to $9 or whatever. So I grabbed a couple, and I got the real liquid perfume.
It's the Fartell.
Yeah, number two. That's right.
We have that one as well.
So I was just looking on eBay because I wanted to see what other pieces exist, and I always search by like highest price, and this one was selling at one point for like $100. This one piece, and now it's down much more, like $50 or something. But like that's so crazy that these like rare figures, these rare, mini brands, whatever.
I bought 4 last week, and I don't think there might not be any left. I haven't been at Target since.
Yeah.
I might go tomorrow. We'll see if the day allows it. But these are tough because there are like, it's different than the Series 1. And Series 2 seems so much more difficult to get all of the items. Like there are ones that you just keep getting over the commons that you just keep getting. Yeah, so you got the Shocks, I think it was, like the Crocs parody.
I got one of those, yeah.
Fantastic.
Very good, very funny. It even has a tag. paper tag on there.
I kept getting the fortune cookies, which I kept showing everybody because I was like, these are mildly racist.
I don't know that I got
in their
fortune
context.
cookies.
I'll send you one because the brand on the fortune cookie is Something's Wong.
Well, that's not
right.
I think I did get one of these.
Okay.
It's like when the news reported that the plane crashed.
Yeah.
Remember the names? We too low. Yeah, it's not like a great. I don't think a fortune cookie coming in a box like this. So like this does like visually does nothing for me either.
No, I don't see enough of it. I need to see like the parody items. So like we got another smell on the shelf, which was cool. But like my son got one ball, and the ball had 3 brand new items, and then every other one we may have gotten 1 or 2. We're down to we're missing about 10.
Okay.
For series 2.
Well, just hop on one of the Facebook groups. That's why I stopped buying them, because
you fill in the gaps with the Facebook groups.
Crazy over there. Yeah, and it's cheaper if you piece it out rather than keep buying balls and getting.
Yeah, no, that's what's going to end up happening, of course.
Because there are some fun ones. I think I'm pretty satisfied now. I think there are a couple more I wanted to get, and there was like a Roblox one or something. Like I don't know if it's like the video game box or whatever.
There's a Minecraft one, Mine Barf.
That's what
great.
I was.
Yes, I've got a couple of those. If I have one, I'll fish it out. If I have an extra, send it down.
Yeah, I'll send you a photo of my duplicates. You can tell me what.
I do like what you did with the AI here. I have to say, I feel like AI. This lends itself. Like I said, this was like. This is art to me. Like you could just do a catalog of this, and like I wouldn't need the physical toy. I could just look at this and be like, oh, that's so gross.
That's where it's sort of okay. So here's what I did. I had the actual toys and I took a picture of them. Like I got nice lighting. I used like the high def setting and like raw. I changed my phone to raw so I get the best photos. Mm-hmm. Then I uploaded it, ChatGPT. I said, take this item, give it this background. So this is all AI. This is not the actual photo, but it's very close to the actual photo that you can't really tell. What I did with Series 1 is I would take the photo and then I would use Photoshop's generative AI and I would mask out the area that was the background and then it would populate that, which also worked really well. But this, I think, just looks better. Like I think it adjusts the lighting more. It just looks crazy, and like it's just so accurate to the actual toy, which is amazing. It could replicate that, and it really spotlights them.
It does.
Oh, really?
It does.
I turned you on. But all right. Well,
you
did it for you.
Yeah.
After
no, you turned
years.
me on to an item. Thank you. Yeah. Right. God, everyone has to wonder.
Is it the shave? The clean shave?
Oh, I almost goateed myself for this, but then I was like, my wife would probably leave me. You told me that you sent me an image.
Up to heaven. She almost left.
You told me about an idea using ChatGPT to turn a photo into a coloring page.
Yeah.
And that's like been the most fun thing all week long.
So fun.
Like I showed my mom it and I was like, hey, look what I've done to the kids, to the grandkids. Like you had done gifting your mother.
Yeah. She loved it.
Coloring
took her
pages
favorite
of your
photos
kids.
of her and the kids coloring them in. Perfect gift. Well, I know the joke is always like you have to like I gotta find a way to make money off of this. Like you start a hobby and you're like I gotta find a way to make money, but like we gotta do a reluctant adult coloring book, and I don't know what it looks like if it's other people in the community, but like we gotta do it and then just put it up on Amazon and like I really gotta figure that out. Like I'm trying to like.
Pixel Dan coloring book.
Pixel Dan coloring gets his own page. It's like, who wants a page? Let us know if you would like your own page, and then let us know like what you want to be doing, and then send us photos of you doing it. That really helps. If we don't have to like generate the action, just take a photo of you.
That can fill the non-contributors who will be like, "No, thank you. It's AI. How dare you?"
I know. Like, I got news for you. 90% of the stuff on Amazon right now that's like written. Or it's not a physical item. It's AI.
Yeah.
Like I don't want.
God, go into Walmart and look at all of their art prints. Those are
all the art.
Those are definitely AI penguins jumping in and out of that bathtub. People.
100%. Anything that is not distributed like nationwide, like if it's just a local thing, it's definitely AI. And like you can have, here's the thing. You could be mad that something is AI, but the fact that you can recognize that it's AI and say that it's bad AI means that there is an art to using AI. Like you can be bad at using AI, or you can use it to enhance actual art. And it's a fine line. It's a gray area, but I think there needs to be a distinction between like clip art AI and actually doing something that you can look at and be like, that's like kind of a legit, like cool thing. Like this would be hard to replicate in real life, but I was able to make it. Yeah. So I think it's fine if you hate it, but you have to kind of accept that it's going to be here, and maybe you need to find a way to live with it. Like maybe, I don't know, do what you want. There's bigger problems in the world right now. I feel like there are bigger issues. Maybe this is the number one issue. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but I'm not. While we're talking about AI, let's quickly transition to this photo because it's just, again, it just makes me laugh. Hasbro dropped a photo of, what's his character's name? She's from like the Savage Land sets, the female character.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know her name either?
I don't. Drua? I don't know. What is it?
That sounds right. I think I did.
Okay.
I think I did respond to one of the... Here it is. Okay. So Dan Yun posted, he also didn't put the name. What is her name? Someone must have said it, right? Someone must have said it. Whatever. I'm not spending any more time on this. Anyways, this is just a 3D render, which I'm sure had no AI involved in it. And you just made it. I threw it in the stupid TikTok thing, and I lost it. But now it made it spinning around, and it's like it looks ridiculous, but it's just funny to look at. Like, and you can see her butt for a second. You can see her butt for a second. I didn't notice that. Let's see her again. Whoa, a little butt cheek.
Ooh,
and then she
cheeky.
like poops or something. Do you see that? She like poops.
No, I'm not into that.
Watch again.
Okay.
Whoa, where'd that come from? I don't know what that was, but.
What was it?
Again,
was she looking for
this
it?
would be bad.
Oh my God, what was that?
You can tell it's AI. It makes no sense. Look at that. Something comes out.
Ah!
But anyway,
gross.
This is coming. You see it now? Right.
Oh
it's
no!
Gross. But the rest of
doing it,
it's very, very, like the hair moves. It's very good. Somebody did a contest with a pigeon, and they're like, fill in the pigeon, and I just threw it in AI, and it did that. And I was like, yeah. Nice. I mean, it's not fair. It's not fair. It's not like it's not helping me be a better artist, but I can't even say the word drawing. You want me to actually do it? Like, what are we doing here? All right, very quickly, Toy Shiz posted this, and I incorrectly said that this was a GameStop exclusive, but he commented to say like not exclusive, it's platinum. But what is platinum? It's just like rare, like all these sub-series that Todd does. I don't know what they mean anymore.
It's platinum. Forget about it.
It's platinum, but it's not platinum. It's made of plastic. This is the new Batman Adventures Batman, but they painted his body red. Like,
as you
it looks
would.
Very, very bizarre. So I was either like, this is like a GameStop thing because it's the GameStop colors, or it's like the logo.
Is it the logo? Yeah.
WB. Yeah, I think that's what it's supposed to be. But, it's not, because if you wanted it to be the logo, you should have done the cell shading. Like, this is the one time you should have done the cell shading.
Oh, there we go, Todd.
Make it
yeah,
match.
Right?
Make the whole figure black. Make the whole figure black, and then just do the red outline.
It's a red, yeah.
But he didn't. It didn't happen. So there's that. What else? There's some puppies. Let's see. Werewolf. There's definitely more.
Is there more?
Maybe not. Maybe there wasn't more. Maybe that was it.
Did we talk about Superman trailer at all?
No, you want to talk about it? Here's me as cake.
Wow, look at you.
The one thing I saw about the Superman trailer is that they changed that scene where the guy throws something at his head, and in the original cut he winces. He's like,
he flinches, and then in the updated one he doesn't do anything.
It's like nothing happened, which is,
yes.
I guess that, well, I don't know. What do you think about that? What do you think it means? Why did they do it?
I mean, I feel like getting a can of maybe empty soda or something thrown at him wouldn't impact Superman. I think it was the right move. But this movie,
also...
I told you last night, it's going to be
Yeah.
2 hours, and like every 10 minutes it's going to be a new character, because there's so much going on. Even in the trailer, you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, and the toys, all these
The toys are
beasts,
all over the place. Yeah, there's
these
beasts.
creatures. That I posted.
Dismembered creatures.
I was on the wrong tab. That's why I wasn't seeing any of the things.
Oh,
here we go. Okay.
yeah.
So you said that this is the Wampa from Return or Empire Strikes Back, and he gets all.
That was a joke.
Well, no, of course it was a joke. But he's like a yeti. And he's on the fortress. He's by the Fortress of Solitude, which is like, where is that supposed to be? Antarctica, like somewhere snowy.
Somewhere icy, yeah. Probably in the North Pole.
So I guess these exist. I mean, we got kaiju in this movie. So but it's crazy because his arm and his leg come off, and like
completely rip them apart.
The connector joints are bone shaped.
Yeah,
he can pull his bones out. Oh. So I don't know if it's Superman that's fucking these guys up, but he's got some blood.
Doing
like,
yeah, he's got
this
battle
is a fun
damage.
It's a cute set because you have the fortress and then you have this little helicopter blade that you can put Superman and Crypto on and make them fly around in a circle. They're doing surveillance.
Maybe Crypto doesn't. Maybe Crypto's just like this violent son of a bitch dog.
Well, in the trailer, we see Superman in the snow and Crypto has to come save him. So
he's
maybe
like beating
it was
him up.
The fight.
Maybe Crypto's like ripping him apart.
Yeah, that's probably what
rips
happens.
Apart this Yeti. Superman's like,
Crypto,
no, don't do it, Crypto.
Crypto is based on James Gunn's dog, but I think Crypto is entirely CG. I don't think there's an actual dog in any of the shots.
Yeah, I don't think they do CG. I don't think they do real dogs anymore.
They don't do real dogs. That's probably for the best.
No.
I think that's fine. Yeah.
There was a movie a couple years ago where they like literally almost drowned a dog.
Yes, wasn't Harrison Ford in it?
Wasn't that Secret Life of Pets 2?
No, he wasn't in that. Isn't that AI?
He was.
Or isn't that CGI?
No, that was CGI.
Harrison Ford?
He voiced a dog in that.
Did
movie.
he take over for Louis C.K.? He replaced him.
Was Louis C.K. supposed to be the dog?
He was the dog in the first one, The Secret Life of Pets.
No. Was he? Well, someone replaced.
You're thinking
dog.
of. You must be thinking of something else.
I'm not. I'm thinking of Secret of the Life of the Pets 2.
And then the big dog is Cam from Modern Family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I think it's different. I think they got somebody else. I think they got somebody else for the first dog. No.
Yeah,
they go to a ranch, and one of the dogs, the new dog in the movie, who teaches the dog from the first movie to be more of a dog and less of like a baby. And he's voiced by Harrison Ford.
That's crazy. But there was also a movie with Harrison Ford and a dog, and I think the dog was entirely CG. And that was
I think
weird.
you're right. Yes.
But then
was
I
that
do
the
know what you're
movie
talking
where they
about.
almost drowned the dog?
Well, then
and then
they
were like,
but
we can never have dogs in movies ever again.
But then we're saying it was all CG, but then there was another dog that almost got drowned. I don't know, but I do know what you're talking about. The name of the movie is not as important. It's better that we don't give it any advertising. But yeah, so Crypto is not real, but maybe no dogs will be real anymore. Does that make it less sad? There's that website like, does the dog die? Like, do we need that anymore if they're not real dogs?
Oh yeah, right. Do you really feel for the dog? Do you imagine if there was like an animal? Was there an animal in Andor that you would care about? I forget if
there was that little kitty that went up to the bench when that guy was dead.
Oh, and Lonnie was dead? The loft cat? Yeah. No, but could you imagine if there was like a main character animal and you really felt for it and you were like, oh, everything lives, and I hope the animal doesn't die in Andor?
No.
Good thing we don't have to think about that. It's a non-issue for us.
I mean, everyone dies in Andor.
No, not everybody.
Well, Bix lives.
Bix lives.
That was a surprise.
Dedra lives.
Oh, Dedra lives. That's also.
All the women lived, except what's her name?
The girlfriend.
The girlfriend.
Yeah.
Kessa?
No.
I forget.
What's the other girl's name?
Cinta.
That's right. Cinta died. She died in the worst way too, because it was just like he just shot randomly.
Fire.
She happened to be there.
Oh,
I was like, why were you there?
But isn't that the way? She was the most hardcore badass.
Yeah. Blasters are so inconsistent in this universe because people either die immediately or they're completely fine. Like there's
like Cassian got hit, and then you have Clea going through the hospital. And she's just taking out stormtroopers with her.
I know.
Are there different levels of blaster? I guess.
Well, we know they're
not all the same.
We know there are, because you can change it to like stun or whatever.
That's Star Trek.
Sure.
Though. Oh wait, no. I guess there's stuns. There's
like in
stun
the very
settings.
first one, they're like set to stun with Leia.
Right. No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm
getting
my properties mixed
Well,
up.
I was just about to reference something, but it was actually from the new Avengers, whatever, the Thunderbolts. There was a part where they're like, whatever the terminology is, to kill them, like change your weaponry. I don't know. Okay. Did you see that movie, Thunderbolts? No. Very good.
No, I'm tapped out.
I'm excited.
I'm Marvel.
I'm excited again. If this is the new direction, I'm on board.
Okay.
It was very it's funny too, because usually when you hear about a movie getting lots of reshoots and like changing scripts and all that, it usually is a mess. Like it sounds like Captain America, the new one,
Rogue One
was a
got
mess.
a lot of reshoots, and then
that's true. Sometimes it works out, and this Thunderbolts, it worked. Like you can, people were saying like Bucky was very tacked on. Like clearly they just wanted to add him, and like I can see it, but at the same time, like it works. And just like the actors they have in this movie, just they pull it off. Like they casted correctly. It's very good.
I think I'll see Superman in the theaters with my son, and I think I'll see Jurassic World. But I'm really enjoying my home theater experience.
Sure.
Like we waited for the Minecraft movie to come out. My wife was like, "Oh, should we go?" And I'm like, "Why don't you just Google when it's going to come on digital?" And she's like, "Oh, it comes out in 2 days." And I was like, I just saved so much popcorn money.
So much
money. For crying out loud.
Well, my theater, the one right by my house, they just upgraded 2 of the theaters with reclining seats, and they have a little tray table that comes out.
Oh yeah, tremendous. Those are nice.
It completely changes your experience, and it like makes me want to go to the theater.
Okay.
And like watching a new movie at home is never going to be great, because either the kid's going to be talking and asking questions, or if he's asleep, he's going to come out and ask questions. So it's like, if there's a movie I really want to see, I'm just going to go on Tuesday, $7, bring my own candy, bring some, whatever I can fit in my pocket. That's how I'm doing it.
Okay.
But your mileage may vary. I know you do have that nice setup with the projector. I do not have that. Oh. Very quickly, what would this wrestler's name be?
John Cena.
John Cena.
Yeah.
I thought that was good too. I was amazed it let me generate this, because usually it doesn't let you do like famous people. So I was like, oh, nice. Very good. Let's see. Oh, they had some behind the scenes footage of Teela from the new live action He-Man movie. People seem on board with this. She has a pistol.
Okay.
Is this like Old West? What is going on there?
I don't know how to make sense of this movie. It just seems too wild.
We rewatched the first Thor the other night, and I feel like this movie is basically going to be that. It's like this guy, he shows up in the real world, but he doesn't know like the culture of the real world or anything. And also, that first Thor movie, they had no idea what Thor was supposed to like be. Especially like how he looked. They made his eyebrows blonde. He looked a mess. Like, I don't know how they ever like put that out there. But I feel like that's what this movie's going to be. And like Mattel, the fact that Barbie did well, and it was like a toy wakes up in the real world and like, whoa, crazy. Like what happens? I think that's all the properties they're doing. I think everything is going to be that formula.
Pixel Dan going to be in this movie?
No, that's why he hates it. That's why he's like really down on it, because they didn't roll out the red carpet for him.
His book's not going to make an appearance like in a window.
We should make a cut of it where it should be there. Yeah. He's been a little quiet on He-Man. He's been more about the Turtles and pushing the new book.
Gotta push that new book.
Speaking of, thank you for mentioning Pixel Dan. Usually I would not say that, but in this case. So big news in my life, they are opening a professional wrestling school, like moments from where I live. Like I could walk there if I like, I wouldn't, but I could. I need to get Pixel Dan flown in to put on a seminar, or like, I don't know if they're going to have matches at the school, But like they do seminars. Like Matt Cardona is going to do a seminar there in June. I need them to bring in Pixel Dan as what's his name? Austin Powers. Spencer Powers. I need Spencer Powers to come teach us how to balance your life as a professional wrestler and a toy influencer. That's a very, very niche audience, but I feel
as
like
well as having a full-time job too and being a parent.
No one's worried about
this time.
No one's worried about that part.
No, he's got access to some kind of like interdimensional like time.
You think there are multiple Dan Earleys walking around?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. It just seems like who has the time for all of it? I certainly don't.
No. Well, he's just better than us. What can I say? He's just a better man. He's just a better Dan. Sad news. Super 7 made some layoffs this week.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if you hear this story more often. Like, I know the tariffs were reduced for 90 days, but 30% is still like way too much. And like now toy companies don't know what to do, because you saw, I think Hasbro announced that they're bringing the prices back down.
Are they?
To pre-tariff
I thought they were bringing
level.
The prices up.
Well, they said they're bringing them up, and then I think they said they're bringing them down, but like who knows? And then like Amazon and Walmart are raising them, so they're like the consumer is just going to be confused about what the real prices are, and I think that's kind of the point. Like no one's going to know what things should actually cost anymore.
And you know, and I was thinking about that myself, because it's like you and I will know what things cost.
I'm going to start a spreadsheet.
But new collectors, and that's the whole idea, I think, behind a lot of this, is that new collectors, like our children at some point, are just going to accept it and be like, oh yeah, that's right. Normal price is $30 for a Black Series figure.
We're the ones buying for them, at least for a little bit longer.
I mean in the future, not necessarily.
In the future?
Currently.
Remember, there won't be toys in the future.
There won't be. You're right. No, you're right.
We got a good
you're right.
10 years on like the high end. 10 years left of physical toys.
I saw something that Vintage Collection Star Wars was going to be $20 now.
And they were 10 initially?
Initially they were 10.
That's too much.
Which I also thought was too much.
Too much. Just wait for Ollie's.
But then, lo and behold, behind me, I mean, you see how it didn't work out for me. It was just kind of like, oh, all right, I accepted it. I won't buy anything unless it's on clearance these days. Like nothing is getting through these doors unless it's either well below what it originally said. If it has like a percentage off, then I'm like, oh yeah, okay.
I mean, my whole plan with the show was just to get everything for free. Like people would send us stuff for free, but it hasn't really played out that way. So I gotta reevaluate. Yeah. I don't know. I don't like paying full price. I did pre-order those Super 7 turtles from Amazon because I want them, but I also want to be I want to easily be able to return them if they're not what I want. And I feel like Amazon, like I've ordered them from like Entertainment Earth. Like I'm sure there's like a restocking fee or a process. Also, I feel bad, like, you know, sending something back to them. But with Amazon, fuck Amazon. Like if I get them and they're not like swapped with other figures already, I'll be amazed. Like it's just like you can't use Amazon as your like. It can only be a backup for toys at this point because you never know what you're gonna get from Amazon. But speaking of Amazon, you were talking about the first purchase you ever made on Amazon, and I tried to look back on mine, and it only went back to 2002, my last year
which seems
high school.
Seems odd because at that point you had your own money.
Yeah. I mean,
you did. Yes, you did.
No, I know. I don't think I like shared an Amazon account. Yeah, I don't know. But there was also something that said like archive orders, and it wouldn't let me do that. So I don't know.
Were you utilizing another username or anything or different?
It's entirely possible.
I don't know.
I just don't know.
I went back.
I just don't know.
I saw my first purchase. 1999. I was going in, and it made sense because I was going and buying a lot of stuff from episode 1 that wasn't in the stores because the movie had run its course. And, obviously with movies, you get to the first run stuff, and then it kind of settles down after, like, subsequent, like, waves of things, and some stuff starts to get a little bit more scarce. So I had, like, the action fleet, like, the core generator duel between Obi-Wan and Darth Maul, and then, but the first
fleet?
purchase, Action Fleet,
Galoob?
for episode 1 at least, they were making little small scenes.
Oh, cool.
So I was picking up those, but yeah, it was the Theed, like the Naboo core, like power core duel. But my first purchase was the Naboo Starfighter. Mm-hmm. Was it the Star? Is it a Starfighter? No, it's a. What would you?
Like the Royal Jet.
Yeah, the Royal Jet. No, it's not the Royal Jet.
Which planet gave that to Padme for free? They gave her.
Oh, sure.
Jet for free.
Maybe that's why they blew up
They were trying to
second
sell
one.
it for 4 years earlier. No one would take it, so they gave it off to tax write-off.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Royal.
wow, look, they did a whole
Royal
set.
What? Yeah.
Is this the end of the Action Fleet? Like, did they do episode 2? Because I don't even remember.
They
this
didn't
stuff.
do episode. They did some episode 2.
Oh, they have a little. They have that droid carrier from the Gunn, like the Naboo ground battle. That looks cool.
Yeah.
I want that. I gotta go back. I think if I ever wanted to go back and collect a line in its entirety, I think it would be the Galoob Action Fleet stuff because it's so fun.
It is fun.
This is the stupidest set. It's Luke's speeder or whatever, his, from episode 4. What do you call that? The sand
Naboo Royal
speeder?
Cruiser. Yeah, it's
There
land
it is,
speeder.
Royal Cruiser.
Land speeder.
Land speeder. And it's in a 2-pack with a chicken walker. Like, these two never saw each other. Why would you put these are just two little vehicles, I guess. They're like, throw them together. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. Here's a fun set with the snow speeder, and then you get a Wampa and a Tauntaun, and then Luke and the 2-1B medical droid or whatever. Oh, did you see in Andor they had someone in a Bacta tank when she was walking around the
I did.
hospital? That was fun.
I'm wondering, are we speculating that she was wheeling around an old ET, or do you think it was just some other alien?
They, the captions gave it a name.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah, an old ET. What do you? Not actually ET. You think that's ET species, and they look
that
different?
was a lot of people were saying it was ET's, like a grandmother ET.
It got a lot of screen time. I don't know.
It did. I just they're in the elevator and she goes, ah, and
I
then
know.
she goes, what? It's like, what's this
a
about?
rare moment of levity. Yeah.
What?
I always think it's. I always wonder what these because most of the people you see are people, and then you got a couple weird aliens. I just always wonder what those aliens are thinking. What's going on? Why does no one else look like me here? Why am I here?
Yeah. How am I so special?
Yeah. How did I end up here? Where's the rest of my people? And it's do you have a whole planet of those aliens, and there's one guy walking around,
One human's there.
what's
Yeah,
going
right.
on?
It's like what orphan Han Solo in the deleted scenes of Return of the Revenge of the Sith. Yeah.
Yeah. Oof, could you imagine? I mean, I wouldn't have been any
That would have
worse
been
than
weird.
Solo. I
Talk
guess.
about cinematic connective tissue that didn't need to be there.
I think we gotta stop with Star Wars and everything being interconnected, with this Bix's baby.
We started
being
off the
somebody.
show that way, where you're like Poe Dameron. Oh,
Look, it's like poetry. It rhymes.
look, it's Poe Dameron.
I don't like the character of Poe Dameron, so I wasn't rooting for it to be him.
I'm glad
But
it's not.
It's you just need another male character with dark hair.
Or you could be just a nobody. It's Kylo Ren. Grows up to be Kylo Ren.
No, we know
Leia
where
was
Kylo
lying
Ren
the whole
came
time.
from.
He wasn't a Solo at all. He was an Andor.
Who else was there? Is there another character? I don't know. Whatever. To be continued in your imagination. All right. Anything else for this big week?
No, we touched base on everything. You even let me talk about my stuff, which is great.
Yeah, I can't wait to listen back and hear what you had to say.
Oh, good.
That's
You're
my
probably going to be
favorite
like,
part.
edit this all out.
That's my favorite part of editing the show is I get to actually hear what you said because I'm not preoccupied trying to think of the next thing or anything. Look, here's a little. This is from the Superman
I didn't know what the
set.
hell was this.
Who's this baby?
Who's
Who's
the
this
baby?
alien baby? And when Crypto's he's in a bath too. He's frozen or whatever.
Are these like little?
These are 6-inch from Spin Master, and this is like we showed those WWE prototypes last week. Like this is what they would have looked like. These are the same hip joints where they have like minimal crotch, you know?
Yeah.
So this is what their 6-inch style looks like, and you know you can like it or not. I don't think it's the best.
I was more preoccupied with the bats. I thought that was like a little special like collector's thing, like collector's slime. You got like a little.
I mean, maybe
because there's like a scene like in Luthor Core, because it's not called Lex Core in this movie. It's called Luthor Core, but he like houses the aliens. Like it's like a zoo, as it were, and that's where they find that Metamorpho or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Larry. He also gets a suit, or at least the toy does. We'll see if that pops up in the movie.
So much going on
from the toys. There's so much going on in this movie. Like I hope it's fun.
Like, I still don't know what it's about, but it's
Superman. What more do you need?
It's going to be a feast for the eyes.
Oh, I hope it's great. I've never cared for Superman. If this movie can make me love Superman, I'm willing to follow James Gunn anywhere. Like I can't wait to see what
that should be the tagline. This movie will make you love Superman.
Put it on the DVD box. They still make DVDs? Maybe not. It only has gag items now.
They make them. They make them if they can have like a steel box. I think that's the big selling
Criterion
point
collection or
steel
something.
Case. I don't even know if it's that. Just like steel case.
Steel case. They can sell a little toy with it. That makes sense. Okay. All right, everybody. Well, you know what we say? We don't want to grow up, but we already did. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.